Hey guys, how's it going? Long time no see. Well, here's the '05 Honda Accord that I've been driving since late last year, about the 1st of December, I guess it was. As you may remember, this was a repo fresh Honda. Bought this as a repo, and I've been driving it since. And though I've bought another car, it's been repo time again. Found something somewhat newer, somewhat lower mileage, with somewhat less issues than this car does have, and so this will be going away soon. So some of you have asked me to do some reviews of cars and give you my impressions of them after I've had them a while, and what I liked, what I did not like, and so I'll do that with this car. Let's just do a quick walk around. Now this car, in the spirit of full disclosure, this car had, I don't know its history before I got it, so I know it's had some paint work done on the bumpers, at least the back one. This one has this big spot on it here. This is where a guy bumped me a couple months ago, and luckily I got some money out of that. Didn't fix the car, but I kept the money. But other than that, it's in pretty clean shape. It's got a few little minor dings and dents around it. It just needs a couple bumper covers put on it. Of course, we got the regular old neighborhood 500 going on here, as always this time of the day. Well, the hood's a little beat up. Let's open the hood. I didn't do that. I didn't do anything to the front of it. That was somebody else. Some handiwork. I can never find this hood place. There we go. So, you can tell I don't open this hood very often. Try to do this one-handed here. Hang on. Where is it? Okay. Well, there's the engine, and you can see this engine has not been touched. I've not done anything to the engine since I've had it. I've had no engine trouble. I've had no transmission trouble. Sorry, traveling cub, no transmission trouble. Both have worked flawlessly. The only thing that I have not cared for as much about this engine is that it uses about a quart of oil every 5,000 miles, which is not necessarily bad at all, really, for as many miles as it has. 200,000 miles, 198, whatever it is. But for reference, the 99 Buick Regal that I had was 70-something thousand miles. It used a quart about every 2,500. The 99 Mazda with 220,000 used a quart never. It never used any oil. And that truck over there, the Ford diesel, uses about a quart every 8,000 miles, which I'm judging that on the fact that it uses about a half a quart down at 4,000 when it's due to be changed. So yeah, that's the engine. So no complaints there. It's a good engine, runs good. It's pretty powerful. Starts and runs reliably. Has a timing chain. You don't ever have to replace the timing belt on this one. It's not leaked anything. It's done nothing wrong. Sounds good. Transmission, like I said, 5-speed automatic. It's worked fine. So even with all those miles on it, and I have no reason to believe it's not the original by the looks of it. I've not changed fluid in it, not done anything. So I have total confidence in the engine and transmission in these cars. So let's get in, and I'll kind of cover some things on the inside here. I really like the layout of this car. The controls are very easy to use. Headlights on the end here, wipers over here like a lot of foreign cars. Got cruise right here, radio here, fan, temperature controls, climate controls. As far as I'm concerned, the controls on this car are 100%. No problems at all with them. I love the way this car drives. It drives very well, rides well. Rides pretty, not stiff, but it's a pretty taut riding car. The seats are kind of firm, so if you're thinking about buying one of these cars, you probably need to take that into consideration. You may want to drive a Toyota, something like that, before you drive one of these. But I'll tell you, it's not coming out of that 99 Buick. That 99 Buick to this car, there's no comparison, none. In fact, I was in a, for that matter, I was in a 02. One of my co-workers has an 02 Cadillac Escalade, and I was in it this week a couple times, and I won't say it's a shoddy vehicle, but I could just look at the quality of things, the plastics and stuff, and that even that Cadillac like that compared to this car, and not a huge difference, but this car feels like really good quality stuff. The only thing I've seen that does not look like it's been high quality has been the steering wheel. But I guess any steering wheel that has your hand on it every day for 200,000 miles is liable to wear off some. But the dash is not cracked, or nothing's come down, nothing's falling down, no headliners falling down. The windows all work fine, the locks all work fine. Everything in here for the most part has worked fine. The seats, even at 200,000 miles, have not shown any measurable wear. The door panels, 200,000 miles, also have not shown any measurable wear. Same with the floor mats. The floor mats aren't even worn out. That's just a little leaf right there, a little piece of stuff. That's not wear. The brake pad on the brake pedal has worn through. Shifter has not worn. That is not worn. Let's see. This thing, it looks like it's wearing. The padding is kind of collapsed on it, but it's not coming apart. And it does have this little sliding. This thing slides back and forth. That's real nice. It's also the visors extend when you have them back here. That's real nice. The Buicks did also, the Mazda didn't. So, a lot of things to like about this car. Now I want to cover a few things I didn't like about it. It's been a pretty short list on it, but I'm going to go ahead and crank the engine up, so kind of it's my good old radar detector everybody asks about when I hear that noise. One thing that did happen is the heater circuit on the rear oxygen sensor burned out. That's why this light's on. 197 455. This car is one of these that has this cruise main. That just means when you, I'll show you what that is. That just means that the cruise main on one of these means that you have the cruise turned on or off. And then when you turn it on and set it, it's got another green light right about right there that says cruise. So, and the maintenance required light, all that is, that's just the older Hondas used to have a little series of little colored squares that would show up. And that's just telling you that it needs an oil change. You can reset that yourself. So, what have I not liked about this car? Well, first thing is the air conditioner went out. The condenser broke up front, and that's real common with these cars and Hondas in general. And so I've been driving a while without air conditioning. That has not been fun. That influenced my decision to buy another car, because you know, you get to a point when the car's got this many miles on it, do you want to keep it and put money into it, or do you want to, you know, move on? And the thing is that's probably about a $700-800 repair when it comes down to buying a compressor and a condenser and a dryer and a whole 9 yards, and having it installed and all that, you know. So I had to take that into consideration. So I have no air conditioning. The radio, as is common on these cars, don't work. That's real common on these, and you can send them off and have them fixed, but it's a couple $100 to have it done, or it's about $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 to buy a new radio from Honda. And the issue with this is that this radio is integrated into this heat and air controller, so that was going to be kind of a chore to get a radio going. Now, this radio has worked every once in a while, come on and off and work a little bit. It sounds good when it works, but it only works when it feels like. Sometimes it turns itself on when you don't turn it on. Sometimes it turns itself off. You know, all kinds of crazy stuff. And the lights that go in this light up these little controllers, sometimes they'll flash on and stay on for a long time, then they'll go back off, come back on. So, you know, it has some electrical problems that I think Honda dropped the ball on, especially that radio. If I was Honda, I'd be ashamed of that radio. I wouldn't even put my name on that piece of junk. So I've not been happy with the air conditioning, not been happy with the radio going out. I had to replace that fan relay thing in there, so. But that's the extent of the electrical problems, and that's the extent of the problems I've had with this car. I've not had any brake problems, nothing like that, no leaks, no nothing. So it's been 100% reliable. So I would buy another car like this again, possibly, if I knew it had a working air conditioner and a working radio, i.e. that they had just been replaced or repaired. So that's probably where I'd buy another one. But if it had problems like this, I wouldn't buy another one. Not this year. And here's another issue that I've not liked about this car. It has to do with the headlights. For first thing is, the headlights on this car suck. That's the only way I know to describe it. They suck. I've almost run off the road and hit a curb 2 or 3 times. I can't see where I'm going sometimes. The headlights are terrible on these cars. But you see these gauges? These are these electroluminescent gauges that just kind of light up, you know, from the back, and they're real nice looking gauges. I really like them. Close that. Really like these gauges. But here's the problem. I'm going to turn the headlights on. I want you to see something. Alright, the headlights are on. Did you see the difference? The only way that you know the headlights are on this car, you know, if it's like dusk or something like that, is it's got this little green symbol right there that comes on. That means your headlights are on. This thing stays the same brightness at all times. Now you can dim it down, you can turn the dimmer down, and when you do that, then when you you know, it brightens back up when you turn the headlights off. So it's kind of weird. But the thing is about it is that I have taken off from somewhere and forgot to turn the headlights on, because I kind of saw that lit up like that, and I go, you know how you are, you just kind of don't think about it. And I've been, you know, realized I was going down the road without headlights on. So I've not been too happy with that at all. So and as far as headlights goes, it does not have automatic headlights. You can turn them on and turn the key off and it'll turn them off, but that's kind of silly, you know. They made a Corolla a little bit older than this one had automatic headlights. So yeah, it doesn't have a temperature display here in the odometer, and that's nitpicking, but you know, it's just little things like that you kind of expect. So but all in all, guys, it's been a good car. I've put nearly 20,000 miles exactly on it since I've had it in 7 months, and no real complaints. It is, I would say it's a little bit better car than the Mazda, mainly from a ride and handling standpoint, and the size is easier to use. It's a little bit more substantial of a car. The Mazda was, excuse my bad word to describe it, but the Mazda was a hell of a car. They are. A Protege is a great car. Just don't get a base model, because I didn't like the black one I had very well at all. Somebody asked me about that too, and it was almost like driving the same car, except it was just no options on it, and was not enjoyable to drive, so it went away. But the red Mazda, the ES was a nice car, and this is a nice car. And you know, I know there's a bunch of guys that like domestic cars, and that's fine. I'm not gonna tell anybody what they should like, but there, like I said before, there's no way in Hades that I would go buy another one of those Buick Regals. There's no comparison to them. You know, I mean, you know, this car's not quite as powerful, but it took about 2 days to realize that this car had a much better suspension and steering on it, rode better, it didn't bottom out like the Buick did, didn't bounce like the Buick did. And yes, the Buick had good struts on it. It's just the way it was. I mean, little doggy over there running its mouth again. Shut up. But anyway, so that's my review of the Honda, guys. It's probably going to disappear and go to a new owner pretty soon. So I thought you guys would like to get my views on this car. Like I said, it's been a good car. I've enjoyed having it. Disappointed in the things that have failed on it, you know. And I guess you could say at 200,000 or so that it's due to have things like that. I don't think it's quite out of line, except that the problems that it's had is like a lot of newer cars. It's like all of them have the same problem. Like almost all the radios fail, almost all the air conditioners go out. You know, just so. Now you want a real car, you need something like that there. I drive that car back and forth to work a lot, and it's run fine, man. That's a great car. So yeah, probably gonna put valve cover gaskets on that car pretty soon. It's been leaking some oil, but that's all that's went wrong with it. It's okay, guys. Next video will probably be the car that I bought. I'll give you a hint. It's probably you're probably going to question this for sure, but I got a real good deal on it. It has a working radio and it has a working air conditioner. I made sure of that. But this will give you a hint. And no, it's not one of those little tracker things either. So, all right, guys, have a good one. See you around. Thanks for watching.